Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've got to hold my mic in my hand. The audio came out really crappy on the previous shoots. So last week we drove the E30 333i, right? And that was number 2. And we started off with it and we said, okay fine, we're gonna do a full series on the 333i's. What we decided to do, and we saw that it was actually very successful, but we said that we're gonna actually try now and move over to the rest of the BMW series and try and document the rest of them. So I've now got us number 49 E28 M5. So let's try and get to learn a bit more of the M5s, right? M5s, let's the E28s first. Let's start over that. So South Africa got the E28 520s, 525Es, right? That was a M20 motor, but it's a low output motor, right? So it was a econo motor, if I can say. Hence the E. So it was a low compression motor, etc., etc. Then they got the 535s. There was no 530s made in them. So the 535s were made, and then there was the M5s, right? So the 520s, 525s came with your M20 motors. Your 535s came with the M30 B35s. Some of them came with a overdrive gearbox. Some of them came with the dog legs, also getrachts. And then the M5 came out. So M5 came out with the M88 motor, which was a 210 kilowatt motor, right? As to the 145 kilowatt in the M30 B35. So there's a big jump in power at that point in time. Made it to that, so that was now, it's a straight 6 motor, twin cam motor with individual throttle bodies. So it's supposed to be a high revving motor, even though I think it's about 92 millimeter bore, if I'm not mistaken. It's a big six of it's the big six of the 6-cylinder motors, but it's supposed to be a revving motor. So the 745 Tony Viana's 745 E23, basically the same motor, obviously not in standard form, but the same motors, and they produce good power. They could rev, you can drive the hell out of them, but they had their soft spots as well. So anyway, so we came with the M88 motors, made it to a 280 gedrag gearbox. So always hear the 260 gedrag. That came in the E34 535s. They came in the M20s, the 325s as well. These guys came with a 280 gedrag, which was a one. We would know it as a one up. So slang terms, South African slang terms, it's a one up gearbox. But they had cooling fins at the bottom, so it was easily identified that way there. And also the other way, the 280 is different to the E34 gearbox, is that it used the 2 crank pickup sensors on the bell housing to basically locate and pick up on the flywheel. Then your slip diff, your brakes were upgraded. You got the Brembo calipers up here, the twin pot calipers. So it's actually a split caliper as well. It's got a center pin on the inside, so they're also hard to find. So a couple of items like that. Then the South African versions of the E28 M5s was the MTech kit. So it was a clear identification of the M5s. They came with a famous boot spoiler, so we're going to take a walk around the car as well. They came with a famous M5 boot spoiler that we like to use at this point in time on the E30s. They look good on them. So it was a mixture, it was a full rubber spoiler with a plastic piece on there, and the 3 fins. But it's something that's very sought after now. We can't get them. I think we've used a lot of them on the E30s as well. Some of the 535s came with them. The E28 M5s that came out in the States did not come with a full kit. So it has a very nice lip. So it came out with a normal bumper. It's a color-coded shuttle line bumper, and it came out with an extended lip, right? So it's easily noticeable, but they also came out with a set of Style 5s. The South African versions came out with a Style 5, but in a 16-inch. So it looks identical to an IS wheel. If you don't know them, you'll actually mistake them. But obviously with the size difference, you will see it. If you're seeing one alone, you're going to mistake it. If you see the 2 of them together, you'll obviously identify it. This car, however, has got the BBS on it, right? So our first feature vehicle that we're doing today is of number 49. What we're going to do is we're going to just go through a basic view of it, just take a drive in it, see how number 49 runs. Now we know, okay, number 49 is in existence. Number 49 is a runner. The motor has been built on the car. The car's been touched up here and there. I mean, this is an 88 model. The seats have been recovered, but it's still fully operational, it's still fully functional. It's still a nice car to drive. So we're going to go through the vehicle the same like we done last week. Take a walk through, go through it, see how she looks. Then we're going to take a drive in it, and then we're going to document it. So we're going to do a virtual document on it, right? and then we'll try and build up a list. So we'll know, for example, number 49 is correct. I don't know if number 1 is in existence. I don't know if number 2 is still available. So the whole point of this exercise is that it's going to take us quite a long time, but every week we're going to try and find one M5 that we can go through, right? And again, virtual document it. So guys, anyway, let's go through it. Let's have a look. Let's take it for a drive. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Okay, so I'm behind the camera now. This guy's a stunner. It's a looker. The color is henna red, right? So like in the series, we're gonna go through all the different colors that we find or that they came out in. But the henna red, as to the whites, the gray is also a very nice gray color. But the henna red is a henna red, and it's still a stunning color. So it's not a bright red, it's not an orange, it's a mixture between the two. I think she looks. This guy's an eye catcher. You get attention wherever you drive this vehicle. So let's go through the car, right? The car sits nice. The stance on this vehicle is super nice. And if our fans can actually remember, we had this car standing in our shop with the motor out, because we're restoring one NR8 for the same customer, but we're putting together the white M5 for him as well. So we've got that M5. We're gonna do a walk around it as well. So there's a couple of trims, some small things that still got to be sorted out here, but it's a runner, and the owner's trying to sort it out as he goes. There's no rush in it. But this is how the car looks inside. The seats are nice. The seats are comfy. They're fully electronic seats in there. The mileage on the car is 104,000 k's on the clock, and you can see that it is working. Right, so everything in this car seems to work. The only one thing that I saw that doesn't work is outside temperature sensor, of which I'm going to try and see today. But the car is nice. The cream interior, the henna red and cream interior is nice. I mentioned that we're going to be busy with the number 27 333, and that number 27 333 is henna red, and we're going to go through the cream interior, the same as the replica Aero Silver. But this looks good. So anyway, let's give it a walk around here quickly. You can see the car's in good nick, it's in good shape, the car's ready to drive. The back of the vehicle looks stunning. Like I say, it's a looker. Let me just pop the hood here quickly. Okay, so I just want to open the bonnet there quickly for you guys. But this is the M88 motor. So a lot of people also confuse the M88s to the S38, right? The easiest way to identify them is the distributor cap sit in different positions. So the M88 sits here to the front, and the S38 sits in the center or closer to the back, if I'm not mistaken. And then one is written M-Power, the other one is written Power or something of the sort. But that's the two differences. That's the easiest ways without checking the engine number and everything else that you can see with it. And the throttle bodies on this here is actually a 15mm throttle body. So normally we like to take the E36 M3 throttles and dump them on the M20s or the multi-valves. This one is a little bit tricky because it's much longer than the M3, so you can't really use these guys, but they're nice big bulky throttle bodies. So as you can see, this car is complete, right? Still obviously run on airflow. There's no funny indicators or managements or anything of the sort here. And like I said, this is number 49. So I'm not going to go all the way through to the tag, but if you're clever enough and if you're quick enough, you can squeeze. It is M5 written on there and number 49. So again, the stance on this car is superb. This car sits nice. I told you, she's a looker. So anyway guys, enough about looking at the vehicle and about talking about the stance of it. Let's take it for a drive. Let's start up. Let's take it for a drive. Okay, so guys, I got my videographer again, my daughter, and it's a father-daughter thing that we're gonna try and do every week. She's got such a nice tone to it, and so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our fog lights on. It's just a nice, nifty way of driving. The car looks like a stunner. Okay, so let's take it for a drive. Let's go. Like I'm saying, I've never driven a E28 M5. I've always driven was a ex-British car, so right-hand drive car. It read in miles and gallons. The sunroof wasn't an electric sunroof, it was a wind-up sunroof. But it stopped working at 94,000 miles, I think. But what a stunner of a vehicle. So while the vehicle is in my possession, I'm just gonna see if I can just fine-tune a couple of things. So the owner asked me to check the power steering for him as well. So I'm gonna go through that. Apparently there's a leak. Again, the car's an 88 model. So you're gonna find leaks, you're gonna find things wrong with it, but you're never gonna. How hard is it to find these cars running? Never mind running on it, but looking the way it does. There's a squeak coming from one of the springs of the pedal, so I'll sort it out for him. But it's a start and go vehicle. When we collected the car from the owner, it's been a year since he last drove it. We literally put the battery terminal back on, came to and started out. There was no issues with it. So, okay, so here's a couple of things that I've learned about these cars also. Is that they came with the MTech 1 steering as well, right? So very similar to the E30 MTech 1 steerings, but the E31 is a 385mm if I'm not mistaken, and these guys are 370 or 375, so it's a little bit smaller. But you can see we can have actually a nice Sunday cruise, and it is Sunday today, so we can do a nice Sunday cruise with it. Then the other features on it, right, that will give it away, is the speedo reads L 280, and then she revs up to 8,000. Or the red line starts about 6.5. And then she's got the M-limits on them. And then obviously you'll see with the M5s, the M5s were the only cars, or the only E28s to come out with the leather on the dashboards, right? So the stitching around it, that was a dead giveaway already. So it was the dashboards, it was the center consoles, the gear consoles, the handbrake consoles, and all of those. Those are all, and they were stitched. As to the other cars, they were vacuum sealed or vacuum placed, if I can call it that. Then you come down to your seating, your seats. The M5s came with the Recaro seats. So remember, some of the 535s also came with it, right? And they came with electric Recaro seats. So with the 535s, they were electric as well. The E12s came up with the normal manual seats in them. But again, it's a nice startup car. I told you, attention that we get. Here's a nice Merc, a two-door Merc at the back, giving us a wave. Now this guy's an attention seeker. This guy is. You get attention wherever you go. There's without a doubt. So I'm just gonna go over here quickly, and I'm just gonna give it a quick squeeze, right? So you can hear the power steering pump making a bit of a noise. But she's nice and smooth. She's a runner. This motor is nicely built. I think body built this motor. The motor's nicely built. She sounds nice besides for the power steering pump on there. But she looks good. She runs good. I wouldn't mind this here for a Sunday drive. Let's see. You'll see her. We're staring at the robot again, and this is not your average BM that you're finding. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this episode of it. It's our first one. Like I said, we're gonna get to learn more about the vehicles, about the E28s that were produced, the different numbers, the different tags, the different colors, the different color interiors, I've got a wood everywhere I go here. So the different color interiors, the different colors of them, the different styles that they came out in, the different information that we are going to find out on the vehicles. We're going to learn that. So this is what the series is about. I want to learn it. I would like to teach you what I learned, and I hope this is informative for you. Again, guys, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. The link is in the bio and in the captions below. Give us feedback of what you think about this episode, about the series that we're trying to start. We're going to be focusing on the rest as well. We're going to be focusing on okay, so sorry about that, the video cut off. I had to stop and just start up again. We're gonna be, I wanna concentrate on the rest of the series, the older cars of the BMs. So we're gonna concentrate on, for now we're doing the E30s, the triple 3Is, we're doing the E28 M5s, right? I wanna see how many E12 535s I can find, how many E28 535s. Obviously we're not gonna restrict it to that as well, right? We're gonna try and look for any car. So even if it's a 518 for example, but if it's a need 518, we'll look for that and we'll document it as well. We don't want to restrict it just to the M cars of it. So E12s, we're gonna look for them. We're gonna look for the E28s, the E23s, E24s. We're gonna look at, I don't know where we're gonna find E3s and E9s. E9s, I know of a couple of good clean ones that's running around. Colin Franson just sold these, and I think that would have been a nice car to feature. But anyway, we're gonna hunt them down. So guys, stay tuned to the channel. On top of all our restorations and so on like that, we want to try and find the rest of the vehicles, and don't forget the 222s as well, the E10s. We want to hunt them down as well. Let's keep the channel growing. Let's keep the information coming. I want to try and teach you as much as possible. Like, share, subscribe, and let's grow it. Cheers guys.